join Screen Queen Reviews. My name is Alana, and I just finished watching episode 7 of the new season, Orange is the New Black. This episode was titled Changing Winds, and there were a lot of changes this episode. A lot of tides turning. I guess that's the whole theme and why it's called that. So let's get straight into it. So I definitely wanted to get into Tasty for this episode because I didn't really talk about it last episode as far as Cindy is concerned. But now Tasty is out. She's getting support and she's decided to go ahead and fight this. Which, yes, you go, girl. You fight this because you didn't do everything that they're trying to pin on you, and you try to do it in the most professional fashion. But Cindy, you are hanging around like you aren't the one who stabbed her in the back and gave them the information that they needed to even try to have a case. And then, if you think about the fact that if this goes to trial, Cindy, what are you going to do then? You've made a statement and you've promised that you would testify if it goes to court, but you just expected your girl to plea out? No. Oh, I don't even know what Tasty's going to do then. She might actually be guilty of some crimes when she finds out what Cindy did, because loyalty is like very, very important to her. We know what happened in season 2 when we had V and everything going on and how Tasty dealt with that, and loyalty is very, very high on her list. So Cindy, what are you doing? I'm glad we got to see immediately off the back Cindy and Maritza's friend Max Flavor, so I think that's gonna do well. Cindy did the whole message at the end of the show so that Suzanne can get it, so I'm glad Suzanne was listening and saw them, even though she freaked out a little bit in the yard. I think Tasty just really missed her friend, and I think Suzanne missed them too, but Tasty does need to stop mothering Suzanne. You're either her friend or you're not her mother. She has one. We got to see Maria. So she is alive and well, but placed in the psych ward to evaluate for attempted suicide. I don't know why they don't believe her when she says she didn't try to commit suicide. I've heard that if you were to take your life, that drowning yourself is the worst option because you can't actually drown yourself. You would have to put something down to hold you down, or tie your arms, or do something to restrict yourself, because you will inherently save yourself. So I don't know why they don't believe her when she says she wouldn't kill herself. And it's not helping that they put Lolly's crazy ass next to her to give her all these theories about who could be killing her, which ended up probably making her more paranoid. Oh, but I thought that was so funny. And then she said goodbye to her like she was going to her death. So Lolly, she's just her own individual being. Then we have Piper, whose life apparently sucks according to a magazine quiz. So now she's on her kick of wanting to make a change, wanting to make an impact, and what she's going to make money off of. You guys, Piper repeats this cycle once every single season. She tries to reinvent herself and refocus on her life and what she's going to do to spend her time before she gets out. So we know she's getting out in 9 months, so now she's decided that she wants to begin writing a memoir or a cautionary tale on life and the prison system and her life and the decisions she's made. And hopefully I do hope that this memoir does expose the prison system the way that she's saying, but most likely, knowing Piper, it's going to end up being about her. Hopefully I'm wrong, but if she does get to the point of actually writing this memoir, it's going to be about her. So she goes to the library, and there's nothing but law books, according to Lorna's roommate, who's hilarious, by the way. Every single time she's in the episode, it just completely, I'm almost dying laughing just because she won't stop. She doesn't stop. So I think Piper's going to try to rejuvenate Kickball. I'm excited to see what happens with that, if they're able to do it. But most likely, at the rate this is going, it's just going to turn into an all-out brawl. This episode, I thought that Caputo and Fig, I'm going to call her Fig, I think that they were actually really cute. Sometimes Figueroa looks a little weird to me. She reminds me of those little aliens on Men in Black sometimes. But I do appreciate her facial features, and I think when she's smiling, she's beautiful. So please smile more, Fig. I'm happy that Caputo's putting a smile on your face, and maybe y'all can really do this. Even though he's leaving, he still has some decisions to make, and maybe Fig can help pull some strings with Linda to get him back on board where he wants to be to make a change instead of throwing him in the backyard somewhere. So, Baddison. I was very excited this episode to see Baddison at her low, and she's fighting to get out. I will give her kudos for that. But Carol, she don't play no games. She cut her out immediately. She's cut out from Baldy and getting the distribution. She's cut out from the gin rummy table. You can't play. I think they're playing gin rummy. I can't really tell. And Baddison is trying, I guess, to get her way back in the door and figure something else out. So she ends up having a conversation with Alex. I knew this was going to turn into some type of friendship or something, because the way that Alex went to her and she obliged but only takes things out on Piper is, yeah, that's a sign. And just like Baddison said, she could tell Alex used to be one of the top dogs and she ran stuff out there because it just comes naturally. Alex just knows what she's doing, and that's why I love her so much. So Alex ended up telling her that you need to talk to Loose Check. Loose Check hasn't changed. He's willing to do anything, as like he said, he doesn't have to work too hard for it. So apparently they're going to be smuggling phones. And that leads to what happened at the end, which, oh my gosh, y'all, next episode, I hope they just started immediately where it left off. Do not leave us hanging with this, because this is actively happening. So apparently the druggies are getting restless. They're not getting their oxy the way they want to, and they think that Baddison has some since she's the second one pulling the strings over in C Block. So they run up on her asking for drugs and stuff, and Baddison pretty much instigates the fight, and she's no better. Of course, if someone's running up on me, I mean, what do you say? And the girl shanks her in the side and says, don't mess with D Block. She didn't say mess, but she says, don't mess with D Block, and shanks her in the side. So Alex is there with her cast, and Baddison tells her to take the phones, because apparently Loose Check has already done his first order. So she stuffs the phones in Alex's cast, and now we know that Alex has the phones, that apparently this is what Baddison is trying to use to get in her good graces. So, I think that Alex, I don't know. I feel like Alex might get herself back into this game of running stuff, and she's used to playing that second man role anyway, just based off of what she used to do on the outside. So I feel like Alex might be taking Baddison's place now that she actually has the phone, and gave Baddison the idea to even talk to Loose Check in the first place to get the phones in. And seeing her background, I see how they built her into being this annoying person that she is. But again, it's just all the wrong way. Like, her mom doesn't necessarily suck, but it's like the comments that you make to degrade someone, sometimes it just sticks with them. And I think Baddison is just carrying all those insults and all those comments being made about her weight, about her farting years ago. I don't know. That's just a dumb kid thing. I don't think she should have ever let that get to her head. It was stupid anyway. I just think that she did need to have a backbone young, but no one was building her up to have a confidence in herself. So I see where she is. She's stuck in this play bad role, and it backfires sometimes with Carol when you're trying to make jokes and be funny and you're not. Last but not least, we have Daya and Daddy. So Daya is out here begging for oxy, getting mad at only getting one pill when the others are getting none. Daddy trying to take care of you, and you taking advantage. So she goes and steals a stash, which is not really Daddy's stash. It's Barbara's stash. So Daddy has been hiding the oxy she has left until she figures something out, so that she can at least keep Barbara happy. And Barbara's the main one you don't want knowing that you don't have anymore. So Daya has pretty much overdosed on this. Maria now knows that she's on it. So I hope Maria kind of helps her when she needs her. But Daya, that's how she's deciding to handle her extra time. And then when she runs out, Daddy sees her. Daddy was going to beat her until she kissed her. Oh my God. So I can't believe this is happening. So now Daya's really, really about to be one of Daddy's girls. Probably her main girl, because I think Daddy has a personal thing for her. All that thickness, yes, that little stringy blonde hair girl won't do for Daddy. But you can tell that's the type she's into from her backstory before. So Daya is something new for her. So, new is not bad, but new on Oxy probably isn't good. So we'll see how that pans out. Going into the next episode, I want to see what happens with Pennsatucky. We saw her for a brief moment in this episode, and we see that they just have her locked up. I don't know if they've issued extra time to her or what they've done based off her turning herself in. But she saw Linda, and that's all she needed. And she kept trying to mess out of Linda. She said she looked like a prostitute. She said, what do I have to do to get that job? She thinks she's still an inmate. And then she's pretty much going to bribe Linda and say, I'm going to tell about all your festivities while you were in jail, over here getting all warm between some thighs, blowing this whole thing over, if you don't help me. So we'll see what Linda does. I want to see what happens with Alex and the phones. And yes, let's get back to this riot, this full-out brawl that's about to happen in the yard between C and D. And I'm worried about Suzanne because she's out there. So let's go ahead and check it out, see what's going on. Thank you guys for listening. This is Screen Queen Reviews. My name is Alana, and definitely check out my latest episodes and my upcoming ones. You can find me on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Screen Queen Reviews. Thanks for listening.